Some more sausages, Mr. Heath?
No, thank you, son.
Beans and jerky for the next couple of weeks, Heath. You better settle down and have yourself a good meal.
This time I was going. I'll pick up that bank draft in town and be on my way.
All right, let's go. Look, Heath, I was going to town anyway.
Well, why not the rest of the way? Why not all the way to Plankton to pick up that stallion we don't need?
What are you talking about? We need that stallion for breeding.
We don't need it. All we need is me out of town until Rance Kendall has a chance to cool down.
Heath, is it such a bad idea? Consider the alternative.
I just don't like carrying on this game of making believe nothing's happened.
All right, something did happen. It was tragic, but it wasn't your fault. He was drunk and he didn't know what he was doing.
Drunk or sober, he drew on you first. Now, what else could you do?
That's true, Heath, and Kendall will see that if you just give him a little time.
A couple of weeks' thought, and he'll realize another gunfight isn't going to bring his kid back.
Especially when he hasn't got a chance of winning, and you know it.
If I didn't, maybe I wouldn't be going. See you.
Don't worry, I'll see that he gets out of town.
Well, I gotta get that corral ready for the stallion.
Are we pretending to each other? Do you really think Kendall will change his mind?
I don't know, Audra. He can be an evil man and a stupid one. I just don't know.
Any luck?
No. It's roundup time, Mr. Kendall. New hands are hard to come by. But we'll find somebody
To take his place? I don't think so.
Heath. Morning, Rance.
He was a boy. Just a boy.
With a gun.
Mr. Kendall, I know how you must feel about losing your son. I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Don't try. You don't need it, and I don't want it. All I want is you dead now, like my boy is. And you will be. You can take my word on that.
I won't fight you.
Bedroll and saddlebags. Running off won't save you.
I'll be back.
Don't worry. You can go as far as you like, and you can come back when you like, because you're as good as dead now. I promised him that. And that's one promise I'm gonna keep.
Rance, this kind of talk isn't going to do anybody.
Keep out of it. I'm talking to him.
Like I said, Mr. Kendall, I'm sorry. I can't say any more than that.
Mr. Kendall, I worked for you a long time. And I ain't one to give advice.
Forget it,
but
Bates.
I can't. I've got to say it. If you call Heath Barkley out, you're a dead man. Your son was fast, real fast, but not like him. You wouldn't stand a chance.
I got no notion to call him out. I just want him dead.
How?
In a fight. Fair fight, just as fair as my son had, but not with me. Vern Hickson. Ever heard of him?
Hickson?
You want to tell me again how fast Heath Barkley is?
Not that fast. Not against Hickson. You sent for him?
I've sent for him.
can do for you? Better go home. No profit in it.
Wait.
Sheriff?
Hey, you boys must have something else to do and hang around town.
You shouldn't have let him go like that.
Nothing else I can do.
He killed our pa.
Your pa drew first.
Pa had no choice. He made him. Now, he was hired to kill him. You know that the same as we
You
did.
listen to me, boys. Your pa had some enemies, people who wanted his land. That doesn't mean they went out and hired Vern Hickson to kill him.
Hickson's a hired gun. Why else would he do it?
I don't know. All I know is you got no proof. Without proof, there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. Nothing.
Well, maybe there's something we can do. Smell that water, do you, boy? Huh? Hey, let's go get some. Get up there.
Sorry, friend. Thought you were someone else.
Whoever you're expecting. Can't be too friendly.
Can't say I was expecting anyone, but a man can't be too careful.
You were that.
I enjoy living. These are rough parts. I heard there was some desperados around in the area.
Which way you heading?
North?
Well, so am I.
Well, maybe I'll see you again. Better watch out for those desperados.
I will.
Gotta help. Let's go.
Meet again, friend.
Who were they?
Never saw them before in my life. Must have been those desperados I was telling you about.
They don't look it. Look more like kids, like farmers.
Never judge a man by his appearance. It can be dangerous. Like you, for instance. Much obliged, but who are you?
Name's Heath Barkley.
Barkley. Barkley.
Yours?
Hickson. Vern Hickson. You heard of me, huh?
I've heard of you. You said you were heading north. Whereabouts?
Well, that's my business, isn't it, friend?
This wound needs tending.
Then tend it. Don't leave. You heard right, friend. It's the way it is with me. I don't ask favors and I don't give any. You ask my name and you don't like it. That's your privilege. Stay or leave. That's your privilege, too.
Leave now, you'll bleed to death. Slug's got to come out.
So?
You bite on this, you're gonna need it.
Hey, I like your style, friend.
Open. It's a broth I made out of dried jerky.
I feel like I'm on fire.
It's fever.
How long have I been out?
About 6 hours.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
You'll make it. Drink some more.
Baby, it don't matter who. $1,000 please. Baby. Baby, it don't matter who. Baby. Baby! 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 It don't matter who. Baby. Baby. Please. Baby. $1,000. Baby. 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 Keep forgetting about that arm.
Here.
Yeah, you could have gotten yourself killed sticking your neck out for me. Keep wondering why.
I have to explain it. It wouldn't make any difference.
You don't like me much, do you?
Not much.
Why not?
You're a hired killer.
That's right. But a lot of people are killers one way or another. My way's more direct, that's all. Dog eat dog. I found that out, so I eat. A lot better than this as a rule. No reflection on your cooking.
Men you'd never seen before. Men you got nothing against.
My best friend. If I had a best friend. And the price was right. You ever kill a man?
I've had to.
You know, I've killed... I don't know how many. And I never felt a thing. Not one thing. But you felt something, didn't you?
Leaving at sunup.
Mother?
Oh, Jared. It was so warm I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't either.
So many reasons why he could be late.
Oh, sure there are.
You know, Jared, I was thinking about Kendall's son a few moments ago. And if it hadn't been Heath, it probably would have been somebody else. He was that kind. He just had to have it all.
Rance ruined that boy, Mother. He gave him everything. Everything except what he really needed, I guess.
Well, it's easy to say yes. And it's difficult to say no, even when you know better. And Kendall didn't. You know, Jared, I think there's a breeze coming up. It might be a little cooler tomorrow.
I hope so. Nick and I are going out to look for him tomorrow. And don't you worry. We'll find him.
Thank you, Jared.
Good night, Mother.
Good night.
We'll take the trail to Willow Cut Point. We'll probably camp the night at Stone Mason. Now, if Heath comes in by a different route, you send one of the other men out for us, will you?
All right.
We'll probably find him walking some lame horse somewhere.
Or trying to ride that wild stallion.
Will you get that horse saddled out?
Heath!
Where in blazes have you been?
With him.
What happened?
I'll tell you about it later. Gotta get him into the house. He's lost a lot of blood.
Can I make it all right, mister?
I made it this far. I'll make it.
Vern Hickson.
Yeah? Last I heard, he'd killed 16 men.
I want him out of here right now.
Oh, Nick.
Let somebody else take care of him.
Who?
I don't know, but get him out from under this
He
roof.
is not to be moved, not until he's well.
All right. Well, Doc said he'd be okay in a few days. Well, he better be right. I want him out of here as soon as he can stand.
We all do, Nick. Y'all excuse me, I think I'll take a hot bath.
I think we're very lucky.
Lucky!
Heath is home, and he's safe.
Your sister.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I remember you. They brought me in. How long ago?
About 8 hours. Are you hungry?
I didn't know how much. Oh.
Here, let me help you. Comfortable?
Yeah. As much as can be expected. How about you?
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. Your brother must have told you about me. Didn't bother you?
It bothers me.
A man's got to go on living. A lot of people I meet, though.
You make it sound very matter of fact.
Yeah, that's what it is, a matter of fact. Want to know another one? You're about the prettiest woman I've ever seen. It doesn't seem to please you.
It doesn't.
That's all profit and loss in this world. It's kill or be killed.
People you don't even know.
Wouldn't matter much if I did know them. As long as I get paid. And I get paid pretty good.
What people say about you. They're right.
Yeah, people don't seem to like me very much. But I'll bet you could.
What I'd like is to have you out of this house. As soon as possible.
With you around here, not in much of a hurry.
are you doing out of bed?
I'm feeling better. A lot better.
Let me help you.
Thank you. Something I want to say to you.
What's that?
Sorry about the things I said last night. Had no call to do that. Lately, I've been having trouble with the people I've met, especially women. I'm afraid I've forgotten how to act around a lady.
Please forget it.
All right, I'll forget it. Everything except one thing I said to you. You are the prettiest woman I've ever seen. Still doesn't please you. Sorry.
I'm sorry, too. For you.
Don't be. I don't want that. Not from you.
I'm sorry because after you leave here, you'll go on as you are.
As I am. What else is there?
It has to be explained.
No, don't bother. As your brother said, it wouldn't make any difference. Right? What I want, I'd take my way.
Let me help you.
No. Made it down alone. Make it up the same way. And if it's any comfort to you, I'll soon be out of your house. The eyes. When a man's gonna draw, you can always tell by his eyes. Yeah. Come on, try it.
Are your gears packed? You're ready to go? Why the games? What's it matter?
Well, it matters to me. Man I know is going to pay me a lot of money to do a simple job. With this arm, I want to make sure I haven't lost my touch.
Whoever he is, I hope you have. I'll get your gear.
Hey! I guess I haven't. Well, I'm all set. You know, I kind of hate to leave. I really do. Where's Audra?
In the house. We'll say goodbye for you.
You do that. Don't expect we'll meet again. Sure I can't send you some money. Hate owing.
You owe us nothing.
Just as you like. But I'm beholden. Real beholden.
What we did for you, we would have done for anybody.
If you did it for me, I'm sure you would. Well, so long, Heath. I guess I ought to thank you again. I don't know if I'd have done the same thing for you. Oh, that man I've got to see. You tell me where I can find him. His name's Rance Kendall.
You'll find him.
I'm sure I will. Heath Barkley.
You know him?
Saved my life.
Saved your life. When?
Doesn't matter when or how. person saves your life, man ought to be grateful.
You saying you're backing out of it?
You know, his family helped a lot, too.
Got $1,000 here. Count it.
I don't have to count it. Nobody ever cheated me.
I can say the same thing, Hickson.
Meaning?
Meaning Barkley killed my son. He's gonna die for it. I hired you to do the job. You agreed to do it. You back out now. I'd say I was being cheated.
Don't threaten me, Kendall. I don't take kindly to that.
I hired you for the job.
Just taking a little time to think it over.
Don't take too long. The job will be done.
Leave the money. If I spend it, Heath Barkley will be dead.
Where do you think you're going?
Well, he's had time to find Rance, decide what he's going to do.
I see. Just gonna ride into town, make it easy for him, huh? You think saving that man's life's gonna make any difference to him?
I know it won't.
And why?
He's a gunfighter. He won't draw unless I do. I don't intend to. I just want to tell him that.
Oh. All right, well, you take it easy here.
Thanks, Nick. Whiskey.
Make it two. It's on me, like I say, I'm beholden.
Did you see him?
Kendall? Yeah, I saw him. How long have you known? He found out my name. He brought me in. When?
Would it matter?
No. I don't ask favors. I don't give any. I told you that. You set the time and place.
I'm not drawing against you.
Yeah. Let's say, the street tomorrow at 10.
I won't be there.
Heath. Not your way. Mine. You don't deserve this. Not like this. Tomorrow at 10. Sooner or later, that's how it is. You've got no choice.
Audrey said it would be all right.
I just don't see any reason for you to go into town.
Well, there's lots of reasons. You just told me how important it was that you have that fitting at the dressmaker's.
That was before I knew Nick was gone. I can go in myself.
Not while there's an able-bodied male Barkley here.
Heath, be serious. You know you shouldn't go into town with Vern Hickson there.
Audrey, I am serious. Now, what am I supposed to do? Dig a hole and hide in it?
No, but
Well, no buts. Now, up you go. Besides, I'm not wearing a gun, and even Vern Hickson wouldn't force a fight with a man that's unarmed. Get. Here you go. I've got some errands to do. I'll pick you up here.
all right.
It's open.
I want to talk to you.
It's my pleasure. You, want some coffee?
I want to talk about Heath.
Well, your brother really disappoints me. Sending his sister over to plead for him?
Heath didn't send me, and I am pleading.
No, you're not pleading. You're wasting your time.
The other day when you came downstairs, you were different.
No, I only thought that. I did too for a while. It's no good.
You're talking about my brother's life.
No. Talking about a job, just like all the others.
An animal.
I'm a businessman. It's a cold thing, business. I didn't make the rules. No, I didn't make the rules. Nobody did. Because there aren't any. Not even for you, the prettiest woman. Lady I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
What happened?
It's nothing. I just fell.
Fell where? How?
In the hotel. I just stumbled.
Audra, what happened? Now tell me the truth.
Barkley, you're looking at the truth. You know she came to my room to beg for you? But she's so pretty. I guess I got carried away.
Heath, no!
Got a no guy, not kill you. Tomorrow at 10? You want more of what you've been getting?
Heath, that's just what he wants.
That's right. And I always get what I want. You know, town I came from, there was a farmer a lot like you. He wouldn't fight either. But in the end, he did. Oh. You met his sons. After they were dead. Those desperados, remember?
Those boys' father, a simple farmer. You drew on him?
Uh-uh. He drew on me. Like you will. Yeah. Just like you will.
Why?
There's no other way. I've got to meet him.
Heath, please, I've told you. It wasn't me. He was just using me to get to
Nothing
you.
happened. Nothing worth dying for.
It's not just Audra. I tried to turn my back on it. I can't anymore. I'm meeting him tomorrow morning. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
Heath?
Oh, never mind, daughter. It wouldn't do any good.
But it's my fault. If I hadn't gone there, it wouldn't have
Oh,
happened.
you were just trying to help. We all are. Funny thing is, we've been going about it in the wrong way. Audrey, hitch up the buggy.
Why?
Never mind. I have to go to town. Just hitch up the buggy.
Yeah.
May I come in?
Well, please do, Mrs. Barkley. What can I do for you?
I've come to ask you not to murder my son.
Murder? It'll be a fair fight. In fact, he'll draw first.
He saved your life. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Uh-huh. It means he saved my life.
I don't understand. I just don't understand how a man like you can live with himself.
I've got a job, just like everybody. I'm in business, like a banker.
Bankers don't kill people.
Oh? Don't they? Well, he wasn't much of a man. Let people walk all over him. Took it. He always said he tried to do what he called the decent thing. Had a farm. It wasn't worth much. Just a dried up piece of land. It was his. He put his sweat into it. And his dreams. One year his crops failed and the man came around. He said, that farm's not yours anymore. The bank was foreclosing. So the next day, a kid of 12, on his birthday, climbed a raft in the barn, cut a rope. He watched his father fall like a sack of grain at his mother's feet. That man who always tried to do the decent thing. That was my father. Bankers don't kill people. Everybody. Everybody kills. And for the same reason. Money. My way is more honest. That's all.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. He deserved what he got. Everybody does. And that's why it's important to get the other man first. I've lived by that. I reckon someday, a long time from now, I'll die by it.
You died a long time ago. And it's you I'm sorry for.
Save your sorrow. You'll be needing it, and I'm sorry for that. But, like the banker said to my father, business is business.
All right. All right, then let's talk business. How much is Rance Kendall paying you to kill Heath? How much is anybody paying you to kill Heath?
Why?
$5,000. $5,000 if you ride out of Stockton before 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
$5,000. It's a lot of money. That's truly a lot of money.
And you'll do it.
Add another 1,000, you got a deal.
The bank. The bank opens at 9 o'clock.
I think I'll be their first customer.
Why are you smiling?
It's funny. That banker, he only made a few hundred for killing my father. And I walk into that bank tomorrow morning and make $6,000 for not killing a man. I call that profit.
No. No, not profit. Money, perhaps, but not profit. Compassion, kindness, that's where you find profit. But the dead can't know that. Only the living. And I can't communicate with the dead. I can only feel for them and pity them.
For $6,000, Mrs. Barkley, you feel what you like.
You can't do this to me. I paid you.
But not enough. I've had a better offer. Besides, I haven't liked this job since I found out who it was.
Well, you took my money quick enough.
That's right. I took it. You paid me. And I'd have done the job if I had to. But a man saves your life.
Oh, don't try that on me. They hadn't bought you off, you'd have killed him without giving it a second thought.
I might have tried to. But that split second before firing, I might have remembered.
Remembered what? Remember that he patched you up and brought you in?
Yeah. Something like that. Anyhow, there's no profit in it now.
There's more than one kind of profit.
So I've been told.
You could end up losing everything.
You threatening me?
I'm telling you.
Anytime.
But how did you do it? What did you say?
Oh, I just...
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Jared.
Morning, Jared. Mother.
We're trying to find out how Mother did it.
Well, that's very simple. She's a magician. Where's Heath?
He's still asleep. Probably the best night's sleep he's gotten. Well, good morning, Heath.
Good morning, Mr. Heath.
Morning.
Got a mighty fine breakfast today.
I bet you got a mighty fine appetite to match it.
Mother, last night you said you talked Vern into changing his mind. I'd like to know how you did that.
What does it matter? He has.
How much did you have to pay him?
Well, I never said I...
You didn't have to. I know him. How much?
All right, Heath. All right. $6,000, and worth every cent to get him to ride out of town.
And after he rides out, who's next? Mother, if it's wrong for Vern to kill for money, it's just as wrong for me to stay alive because we got the money to buy him off. Now, he's got to be stopped. I don't know if I can, but I've got to try. I'm sorry, Mother. I've got to face him. I'll be back.
Wait a minute, Heath. I'll saddle the horses.
No. I think I've got that right. And I'm asking you to respect it. But thanks. All of you.
What for? Well, didn't your mother tell you? She paid me off. You're worth more to me now as you are. Now, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of glad I didn't have to kill you.
But you'd have done it if she hadn't paid you off.
Yeah, I'd have done it. In a fair fight, of course.
How many fair fights have you had, Burns?
I don't count.
But there'll be more.
Yeah, I reckon.
Get out.
You're out of your mind. I've been paid. There's no profit.
I said get out.
No chance, Heath. I'm sure I could take you. 99% sure. But that 1% gamble without a cent to win. Those are odds I don't like to mess with. Like I say, there's no profit. Well, so long, friend. Consider yourself lucky. $6,000. More money than I ever had. I'll never spend it.
Sorry, Vern. I thought you were drawing on me.
Son, that rifle. He had me cold.
No, Vern. He had me cold.
Well, he's already thrown you a dozen times. Well, he can throw me a dozen more times. I'm going to get to him.
All right, all right. Break your neck.
Nick, what happened to you?
That ornery. Well, that's what happened.
But you know you're not going to ride that stallion. Why do you try?
That's what I've been trying to tell him.
Well, I've got to ride him. What else is he good for?
Well, like I heard, we needed this particular very fine stallion to improve our breed.
Just couldn't get along without him.
That's what you said, Nick.
Yeah, it looks like now we got a stallion nobody can ride and not even fit for breeding.
Looks like a waste of money.
That's right. You all have a good laugh. But if it hadn't been for that stallion, I mean, suppose, just suppose, that Hickson didn't meet Heath here on the trail. That Hickson went into town, saw Rance, and then called Heath out.
He has a point, Audra.
You bet I have. That plug may not be good for anything but the glue pot, but we still made a profit. Heath, come on. Help me catch that ornery piece of horseflesh. I'm going to give him another ride. Or vice versa. Way past sunup and you're still lounging around. What are you waiting on?
Waiting on you to climb out of bed.
Out a little late last night, weren't you, Nick?
Yeah, little.
What's this we have here? The bandits massacred or the citizens strike back. Another thrilling true life story by Ted Haggard. Now, where did you get this?
Dave Carr. Interesting book. You ought to read it.
I already have.
So have I.
You, Audra? When did you start reading dime novels?
Well, I borrowed it from Edith, but it really belongs to her brother.
What's it about?
Well, it's supposed to be the true story of the Devlin gang and what happened to them 2 years ago in Kansas.
As I recall, they robbed a bank and were all gunned down, weren't they?
Except for the girl.
What girl?
Well, that's the girl that Halyard invented for this true life story.
Well, see, there was this skinny red-headed kid that was waiting outside with the horses, and he got away because he outrode the posse. Well, now, Halyard says that this skinny red-headed kid actually was Devlin's woman dressed in pants, and he also claims that she's hiding out somewhere right here in California.
Waiting for the chance to sneak back and dig up Ike Devlin's buried treasure. It is exciting, isn't it?
Oh, almost as exciting as those stories you used to write about that great Western hero and cavalry scout, the Comanche Kid. You remember the real Comanche Kid, don't you?
Very well. He was the biggest liar in the territory, and all his scouting was done in saloons. Halyard has a very vivid imagination.
And we have an awful lot of work to do, and I haven't got time to wait all day for you. Come on. Morning, Dave. Well, thanks for the book.
Hey, it's pretty interesting.
Got it all in one night. Oh, by the way, where's Jody?
Well, he should be along about now.
Oh?
I can't say as I've seen him since sundown yesterday.
Where'd he go?
Snipe hunting.
Snipe hunt? Oh, come on, Dave. Even old Jody wouldn't fall for no stunt like that.
I don't know. Look at that.
I got another one we could play on him.
Oh?
This thing about Ike Devlin's woman hiding out around here.
What about it?
I'll bet you we could name most any girl in town, and Jody believes that she's the one.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Well, I got a silver dollar that says that we could even say it was Jenny Hall, and he'd believe she's the one.
Jenny Hall? You mean the dressmaker?
Well, she's a redhead, just like in the story.
You got yourself a bet.
Oh,
how'd you do?
I almost caught me a pass of them little devils.
Oh, yeah?
But they got away.
Oh. Well, I told you they were shifty.
Oh, they are. But I'll catch them next time there's a full moon.
I bet you will.
Well, now I think you better hitch up the wagon and go into town for some supplies.
Hey, hold on. Aren't you going to warn him about Miss Jenny Hall first?
Oh, that's right. Jody, I'm gonna let you in on a big, deep secret. I want you to keep it quiet, here.
Mr. Edwards, I want to congratulate you on winning that calf roping contest.
Oh, yeah? Thank you.
You were really outstanding. I said to myself, I must tell him.
Excuse me. Laverne?
Well, I'll tell you something, Audra. There isn't any law against what you've got in mind. But I have a feeling there ought to be.
Nonsense. I've invited a few nice people to our house for dinner and an auction, that's all.
Nice people? Don't you mean rich people who are going to be just a little bit poorer before they escape your dainty little clutches?
You're making it sound like armed robbery. They'll have a good time and they'll be helping a lot of orphans. What's the matter with that?
Absolutely nothing. What next, slave driver? Go get another case?
Please?
Well, just in time.
What is all this junk?
Never mind. Follow me.
Junk, these are antiques for our auction.
We're having an auction.
During the party.
Well, I didn't even know we were having a party.
That's because you never listened to me. We're raising money for the orphanage.
You can put me down for $50.
You're good for $150.
What was that?
I said you're good for $150 at least.
Audrey, you're absolutely right. I never listen. Mother! Oh, Mother, I am starving. I want to start off with a side of beef, 2 gallons of coffee, and I'm going to settle down to some serious eating.
You were not expected for lunch.
Change my mind. He's still in town?
He's back. As a matter of fact, he's out looking for you.
Oh? What about?
Well, he brought back some disturbing news, and for some strange reason, he thought you would be interested in hearing it, too. Do you know Miss Jenny Hall?
No.
The new dressmaker. I'm sure you've seen her.
Jenny Hall, yeah.
Well, he says it's a ridiculous story all over town. Remember Halyard's book, the one we were talking about a few mornings ago at
Devil and
breakfast?
Gang.
Uh-huh. Well, some fool started a story about Jenny. They say she's the missing bandit.
There's a couple of things that I've got to get done.
What about your lunch?
I'm not very hungry. I'll see you later.
Oh.
Good afternoon, Mr. Simmons.
Good afternoon, Miss Hall.
I'll need some silk thread, 2 spools of the white and 2 of the blue. Oh, and that piece of lavender brocade I looked at the other day, and a roll of that pale blue ribbon. How much will that be?
I'll charge it to your account.
Mr. Simmons, I don't have an account with you.
Well, you have one now.
What in the world is going on? Has this entire town lost its mind?
Miss Hall, I think maybe I can explain. If we could go somewhere and talk in private.
In private?
My name is Nick Barkley, and, well, I just...
I know who you are, Mr. Barkley. I didn't think you know who I am, though.
Oh, I do, and I'd like very much to...
Well, my shop is at the end of the street. We can go there.
Fine.
Yeah, but Mr. Simmons...
I'll charge it, Miss Hall. I'll charge it.
What's so funny?
You are, Barkley. You figured on sniffing after from here to Kansas?
Hold this. I'll be back in a minute.
Take your best shot.
didn't catch the name of the gentleman who just left.
That was Mr. Nick Barkley.
Formidable fellow. And the lady he's escorting is,
Miss Jenny Hall.
better and better. Now, gentlemen, your next drink will be purchased by our country's most successful author and utterly fearless newspaper correspondent.
You, sir?
Ted Halyard, Esquire.
The drinks are on Mr. Halyard. Go to the bar. The drinks are on Mr. Halyard.
I'm quite sure you wouldn't like a cup of tea.
What? No. Thank you very much.
Won't you sit down, Mr. Barkley? This gown is for your sister Audra. Pretty, isn't it?
Yes, very pretty.
I believe she's having a dinner party next week. Some other ladies have ordered dresses just for it. What are you having so much trouble saying, Mr. Barkley?
Look, it's all my fault. You understand?
No, I can't really say that I do. Won't you sit down, Mr. Barkley?
I mean, this whole thing, and this whole thing is going on in town. The people staring at you and everything. Well, it's my fault.
It is?
Yes. Did you ever read the Halyard story about that missing bandit and how he says it was a woman?
The Devlin gang.
Right. Well, this whole town seems to think it's you.
I see. And why should they think that, Mr. Barkley?
Because Jody's got a big mouth, that's why.
Jody?
Yeah, Jody. Yeah, he's a hand. He works for me. Well, he's a little bit short of brains, to tell you. I mean, you can tell him anything, he'll believe it. I mean, if you were to tell him that, well, no matter what you tell him, he'd still believe it. Anyway, I thought I'd try to prove that, well, Jody isn't as stupid as everybody thinks. No. I mean, but there were some things that even Jody wouldn't believe. So I told him that you were the missing member of the Devlin gang.
But why me, Mr. Barkley?
Because you're the least likely woman I could think of. And because I'm just about as short of brains as Jody is, that's why. Well, now, I figured you'd come at me with those scissors there.
No, these are just pinking shears. They just keep you from coming unraveled. Oh, you managed to brighten my very dull life, Mr. Barkley. I can't remember the last time I laughed this much.
Would you call me Nick? I'd appreciate it.
All right. Nick, with all this, will you tell me why I haven't had a visit from the sheriff?
Well, I guess that he's got twice the sense I have. Oh, but I'll go right over to his office and straighten all this out as soon as I leave here. Now, Miss Hall.
Oh, just Jenny will be fine.
Thank you. Jenny. Are any of these fancy dresses around here yours?
Mine? Oh, no.
Why not?
Oh, where would I wear them?
To a party. My sister Audra's throwing a party at our house.
Oh, Mr. Barkley.
Nick.
You don't have to do penance for your sins. I absolve you.
Turning me down, right?
Yes. There must be dozens of suitable ladies for you to invite.
Oh, no, I can't think of one. Pick you up 7 o'clock Friday night.
Oh, but I...
7 o'clock Friday night, you be ready. Here? Bye-bye.
Mr. Barkley.
Yeah?
Allow me to introduce myself. Ted Halyard.
The writer.
The same.
Didn't know you were in Stockton.
Mr. Barkley, while I was up in Sacramento, I heard a very interesting rumor.
Oh?
Which I felt deserved my personal attention.
I see.
How well do you know Miss Hall?
Oh, no, wait a minute. You're not thinking of doing a story about her, are you?
Well, now, she's the one that rode with the Devlin gang.
She never rode with...
Still, Mr. Barkley, if she is the one, I feel that I owe it to my public.
Mr. Halyard. She never rode with the Devlin gang. Let's get that straight.
How can you be so sure?
I'm sure.
I see. You've appointed yourself the girl's protector.
That's right.
Praiseworthy.
Let me spell it out for you, Mr. Halyard. You stay away from Miss Hall. She never rode with the Devlin gang. It was all a very bad joke.
I see. Still, it would make a very interesting follow-up story. Properly handled, of course.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh. I might incur your displeasure.
You might.
Well, in that case, Mr. Barkley, having been a witness to the last time your displeasure was incurred, I shall, of course, abandon the entire project.
Permanently.
Oh, I swear it, Mr. Barkley. On the grave of my sainted mother.
The late ball? You're on. I'll break. I got solids.
Say, listen, I didn't know you knew Ted Halyard.
We've met.
That's all? Sounded more to me like you were old pals.
How do you mean?
You sure didn't leave me much of a shot.
What about Halyard?
Oh, nothing, only I was introduced to him in town today. And he insisted that I bring you a message about his mother.
His mother?
Yeah. He wanted me to tell you that his mother is the oldest living female faro dealer in Boulder City, Colorado. Now, what
else did he say?
Oh, nothing, only he suggested that I read his story in the Morning Eagle. I got it right over there.
What's it say?
Nick, old boy, I think you're going to have time to read it yourself.
Tell me about it, will you?
Well, he suggests, without actually naming names, that he knows the identity of the missing member of the Devlin gang. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's just another classic example of yellow journalism. At its lowest, I might add. Or gossip being dignified in print. Respectable young lady being pilloried by innuendo.
Jared, you're not talking to a jury. It's me, Nick.
Well, I wish I were talking to a jury. I have a feeling that our little dressmaker friend is in a lot of trouble.
Well, if she is, so is Halyard.
Huh? Now.
That it? Huh?
That's it.
Go on, let's go in.
No. Later. When it's full dark.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, you look great.
Oh, do I really look all right?
Yes, you just look great.
Oh,
Which is no more than I expected.
oh. If anyone ever tells you that you're an expert liar, don't believe him.
All ready?
Fine old wine, a lovely young lady. Oh, if only I were 60 again.
Why, Senator, you're the youngest man I know.
And how much will that nice compliment cost me? Not, mind you, that it won't be worth every penny of it.
Those words came straight from my heart. And you'll find the blank checks over there on the table. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Miss Audra. But what for?
Why, I hear that your mines are producing more silver than any other mines in the West.
They're a very efficiently run operation.
So giving up a day's profits just one day wouldn't hurt too much, would it?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I was thinking of how much the orphanage could do with that money.
Well, it's a very worthy cause, but...
Oh, dear Mr. Patton, thank you. I knew we could count on your generosity. The blank checks are over there.
Audra, shouldn't you be wearing a mask and carrying a gun?
Too obvious.
When do you want me to get this little auction started?
When I tell you to.
Jenny. Oh, Jenny, how nice to see you.
Thank you, Mrs. Barkley.
Come and meet some of our friends.
Jenny Hall, how come?
Why not?
Jenny, may I present Senator Roberts and Mr. Frank Patton, Miss Jenny Hall.
How do you do?
Our pleasure.
Are you Miss Hall, the young lady who recently came to the...
Our dressmaker. She made the beautiful gown your wife is wearing tonight. Oh, Nick. Excuse me.
Jenny?
Thank you.
I have a feeling we've met before.
Really?
A few years ago?
Were you a banker in Kansas?
No.
Then it couldn't have been when I was riding with the Devlin gang.
Miss Hall, I certainly didn't mean to imply anything.
Of course you didn't.
Seeing you here tonight is enough to make anyone realize what a ridiculous story that was. Halyard is a scoundrel.
And a poorly informed one. For example, he never mentions the fact that the missing bandit appeared to be left-handed.
Was he? How do you know that?
I've been doing quite a bit of reading on the subject recently.
That's understandable.
Mm-hmm. I, as you may have noticed, am not left-handed.
I never noticed that.
Oh, well, perhaps that's because I'm ambidextrous. I do things equally well with either hand.
By George, Miss Hall, you're a cool one. I'm really beginning to believe that you're the bandit after all.
Or that she's trying to make us suspect her of being one.
Well, now, I'm sure you wouldn't be interested in just a humdrum dressmaker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around. And
bear in mind as you do that it's always very pleasant to acquire great pieces of art at a fraction of their original value. It's even more gratifying when you remember that your dollars are going to those who really need them most. Now, what am I offered for this authentic Ming Dynasty vase? Now, gentlemen, before we auction off this last item, I want to thank you for your patience and extreme generosity. Which brings us, gentlemen, to this handsome set of dueling pistols. Beautiful. Once the property of President Andrew Jackson. What am I bid?
$50.
$50. I have $50. Do I hear 75?
75?
75. Do I hear 100, gentlemen? $100.
100.
$100. 150. Is there a man here generous enough to give us 100?
Miss Hall.
Is something wrong?
Miss Hall, your place was ransacked tonight. My deputy surprised whoever did it, and he's dead.
No. Oh, no. How awful.
Come on, sit down.
Victoria. Miss Hall, I've got to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
No, of course not.
She knows nothing about this, Fred. I'm responsible. I told you about it the other day.
Now, take it easy, Nick. Have you any idea who could have done this thing?
I'm sorry.
Looked like the work of more than one man. Do you know what they were after?
No. I have nothing of any great value.
Miss Hall, why did you come to Stockton?
Well, I'd heard that the town was growing and that it needed another dressmaker.
I see. Miss Hall, where were you in mid-July 2 years ago?
Wait a minute, Fred. You don't have to answer that, Jenny.
No, I don't mind. I believe I was in San Francisco.
Do you think you could get anybody to back that up?
I doubt it. Must I?
Oh, Fred, I couldn't tell you where I was 2 years ago in mid-July. But I certainly wasn't in Kansas robbing banks, and neither was Miss Jenny.
I didn't say she was, but one thought occurs to me. I've got a hunch those men tonight would be harder to convince than Nick and me. And they could come back.
Well, then Jenny will stay with us for a while.
Oh, that's kind of you, but I couldn't stay here indefinitely. I've got work to do.
Now, you listen to what she says, young lady. You'll make my job a lot easier.
Come along.
But...
She'll be all right here.
Yeah, she'll get plenty of protection, but...
But what?
She's never going to be entirely safe until that rumor's killed. The trouble with rumors is that they grow no matter what.
Yeah.
We gotta keep moving, Link. There's bound to be a posse after us. Link, are you listening?
I'm trying not to.
The deputy's dead. Be different if you hadn't killed him.
You figure we should have gone along peaceable to the jailhouse?
Beats dancing from the end of a rope. I say we ought to move on.
Why?
Why?
That's right, why? The only man who got identified is dead. Sheriff don't know who to look for, let alone where.
Yeah. What Link says makes sense.
So we're lucky. Let's not push our luck. We gotta get out of here and just keep going till we get to Nevada.
And what do we got there?
Jobs, maybe.
Jobs. Breaking our backs for 6 bits a day. If we find Devlin's pile, we're rich.
Devlin's pile could be anywhere. Who knows where it is?
Hey. What do you think?
The dressmaker. I figure she knows where it is, all right.
We didn't find nothing in her shack.
Mm-hmm. Because she's smart.
Well, it could be that she don't know nothing about it. Could be that she's just a dressmaker.
You saw the gun she had in there.
Yeah. Cannon. Could blow a hole in you as big as my fist.
It's mighty strange, isn't it? And I know for a fact that Devlin used to leave his loot with his gal friends.
It's just the wind. It's got him spooked a little bit. Oh. Easy. You can put that gun away.
Well, what do you think we ought to do?
We stop running. Law's gonna be on the lookout for someone on a run.
Why don't we go back to Stockton and check into the hotel?
You know, that's the first thing that you've said that was halfway smart.
I was joshing.
Well, I'm not. The woman's in Stockton, that's where I want to be.
You mean the three of us just ride back into town, bold as brass?
Mm-hmm. Have you got enough nerve?
I ride with you, Link.
Deal me in.
Knife. I roughed him up a little bit, too.
His horse is gone.
Oh, no, it isn't the horse. I got a feeling it's the Devlin's gold.
What would Carr know about it?
Well, he's the one that brought Jenny's name up, remember?
Were you trying to say Jenny really had something to do with the Devlin gang?
I'm not sure anymore. Heath, you ever heard of a seamstress who's a dead shot with a rifle?
No.
Jenny is.
Well, what does that prove?
Now, you think about it. We're the ones that said it was ridiculous that she could never be a part of the Devlin gang. But I never heard her say it. I mean, loud and clear. And what do we know about her background? About as much as we know about Dave Carr's here, which is absolutely nothing. You, fetch the sheriff, will you, Heath?
Where are you going?
I'm going to talk to Miss Jenny Hall right now.
Shout like that?
Where's Jenny?
She's gone.
Gone? Gone where?
To town.
Well, why didn't you stop her?
How could I have stopped her? Besides, I didn't even know she'd left till Silas told me.
Sheriff said you were pretty much of a dead shot. Seems to me you're a pretty good horsebacker, too.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you do, huh?
You've begun to believe your own joke.
Is it a joke? Where were you going?
To town. Because I'm just a dressmaker, no matter what you think. And I was beginning to feel like a prisoner.
All right, Miss Dressmaker, you better hear this. Dave Carr is dead back there. Somebody must have figured he knew something.
He couldn't have. There was nothing for him to know.
Nothing?
Nothing. It's still my fault. All I had to do was tell the truth.
What is the truth?
2 years ago, in mid-July, I was at Fort Laramie in Wyoming.
Now, why didn't you tell that to me or the sheriff?
I don't know. I've been so unhappy, so ignored. I felt like a stranger everywhere. You changed all that. By accident. Suddenly, people paid me attention. And it didn't matter why. I guess I've been using you ever since.
Who are you, Jenny?
My real name's Hollister. My father was commandant at Laramie. That's where I learned how to ride and shoot.
And make dresses?
No. I learned that after I ran away.
What'd you run away for?
Well, there was this sergeant at the post. I was foolish enough to believe that he loved me. Turned out that all he really wanted was the commandant's daughter. My father died, and my sergeant all but deserted rather than marry plain Jenny Hollister. Well, I just couldn't face people after that, so I left home and came to are they?
I don't know. Come on. One of them's riding Dave Carr's horse.
What?
Behind that rock.
Howdy! Is this the Barkley Ranch?
That's right.
Good. My partners and me, we found this horse. Thought it might belong to you.
Stay right where you are.
Oh, well, that's not very friendly.
I wouldn't try that. You'll never make it.
There are 3 of us, Barkley.
Try it, and there'll only be 2 of you.
All we want is the girl. Send her down and we'll ride on.
You're wasting your time. That girl knows nothing.
Well, then there's no harm in my talking to her, is there?
Now, the next one is going to be right between the eyes. Back off.
Back off. Nice and slow. Barkley! We've got plenty of water with plenty of ammunition. Send the girl down.
If I went down there...
You forget it. Here. Load this and hang on.
You ran away, huh? Well, I can hardly believe that. I can't see you running away from anyone or anything.
I ran. I've been running ever since.
How's it coming?
That's the first time I ever shot at a man.
And the last time. You could have been killed. Now, come on, get back.
I wouldn't want to be alive if they get us.
Jenny, Jenny! Jenny!
Well, I guess this is goodbye. You'll always be welcome in our home and in Stockton.
I should say the population of Stockton should double in the next few years. Could make you a very wealthy woman.
Oh, thanks. But I belong in Laramie. If I stayed here, I'd still be running away from myself. I'm through with that. I'm not Jenny Hall, and I'm not an outlaw girl. The pretending's over. I'm just Jenny Hollister, good or bad.
Well, that's plenty good enough.
Will you write to us, Jenny Hollister?
Of course I will, Mrs. Barkley.
Let's go.
Howdy. I was wondering if I could hitch a ride into town with you.
Well, I'll tell you, Jody. I heard tell that Miss Hall here has a gun concealed in that sling of hers.
Oh, you're just funning me.
Get in the back, Jody.
Yeah.
Here.